Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Raid Auctus. It is, as far as I can tell, kind of an incremental RPG party builder where you're putting together an adventuring party and sending them out on raids, which sounds actually like a lot of fun. I'm curious to see how this goes. Okay, Mortal Training Dummy. So, oh, is this a clicker? Oh, this is a clicker. Let me solve that. I don't play clicker games as clicker games anymore, because that kind of sucks. Much easier for me to just let the game play itself with using an auto clicker, and it saves me so much time. Even if it kind of scuffs some things. Okay, so let's take a look. I have a bunch of experience, no skills. Looks like this is just me DPS. We have a skill tree, blacksmith, rage, and knowledge transfer. Okay. Well, 100 experience. Click to buy max rank. We're just going to buy everything. Warrior would like to join the party. Okay, so we now have a warrior who's going to attack automatically for me. Gets me some more experience at the very least. And looks like because I scaled my damage, we get more experience. So I'm probably going to just grab everything. When you click to attack, Adventurer will do a heavy attack, which does double the damage. Alright. Increases the damage of Adventurer by 1. So are we Adventurer? Yeah, it must be. Okay, well. That's a very easy way for me to farm a bunch of experience super fast. Sure. Hopefully things are fine. When I started recording this video, it looked a little choppy. And I hope that doesn't come through. One of my other videos got ruined a couple days ago just by Warrior joined the party, stop typing. Excuse me. Rude. Let's see what I can do with this guy. Okay, Archer would like to join the party. Sure. So they're all just going to be contributing in their own way. It doesn't look like it can do more, but that's fine. Mortal Training Dummy. Yeah. Thing is, the most practical thing I can do at the moment is mostly buff myself. Even if some of these are kind of expensive. As I definitively do way more damage than anybody else, using the fact that I am obscene. And cheating, kind of. So we did actually get some gold for killing that thing. Let's see, what else do we have? Increases the attack speed of the adventurer. I don't actually know how that factors, considering how fast we attack naturally. I'm buying it anyway. We'll see what happens. Archer joined the party. Sorry, hurry up, I need to poop. Alright. I'm gonna leave that on. It is a little distracting, but is what it is. Let's see. Seems like, oh, are each of these 500? So, next skill point costs that much. Got it. So in that case, I should probably pay attention to what these do. Trinity, make the enemies vulnerable to damage and crit strikes. Adventure increases the experience gain temporarily by 50%. Ooh. Adventurer blesses the party to gain 1 gold for every attack. It's multiplied by the amount of unique raids cleared, so that's really good. Yeah, Midas Touch probably is going to be one of the better things I can do. Amount of attacks Adventurer can do. Max level's 50, so let's work our way up. Because we might as well grab Midas Touch as an easy way of farming large quantities of money here. Because right now we only get 25 gold per training dummy. Okay, we got a little bit more for that one, but still. Okay, so I need, how much? 8,000. So actually we're pretty close to getting that. And then after that I'll start investing in other characters. How can I tell when that's active or not? Oh, I see. Looks like it stopped. So yeah, Midas Touch. Cooldown 140 seconds. I wonder if there's a way to like turn autocast on or off. No, it doesn't look like it. Alright, whatever. Let's see. So I could get some more stuff if I want to. But I think I wait. If I get anything, we just get aim for Midas Touch a couple of times. But let's take a look at the warrior. Third attack does an additional attack. So what other upgrades do we have? Let's see. cooldown skills. So this seems to be the crit chance build. Raises their weapon, increases party damage. A lot of crit. Some other things. Armor shred. Yeah, sword dance. Earth splitter. A lot of attack speed. Increases the amount of attacks the warrior can do. So those are pretty good. I think I might prep so that the warrior can get a bunch of attack speed and damage. What is this? Oh, I have cooldowns. Yeah, I don't actually know what's going with the warrior necessarily. Okay, let's 6,400. I'm just gonna get it so we can attack twice. And then we'll start looking at the archer, because I'm pretty sure I unlock more characters, specifically by buffing... let's see, 10% chance to shoot an additional arrow. There we go. We get more characters by buffing and leveling different classes. Okay. Do we hang out? I'm going to hang out until Midas Touch triggers. Oh, so the way the warrior works, attack-wise, is he has 2 different meters going simultaneously. Well, that's cool and useful. Where are the gamer girls? On my couch, looking at her phone for some reason. I think, unfortunately, we did board game night yesterday, and one of our friends was like, yeah, the Pokemon TCG Pocket game is actually kind of good. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I think now my wife is distracted by it as well. Oops. Okay, so what else do we have here? So, arrow to the knee increases more vulnerable to crits. Rain of arrows hits 10 times. Rain of arrows hits 10 times. Critical damage. I think baseline, going for the number of attacks my characters do is probably good. Let's see. I think, silly as it is, we probably just go down the baseline tree. We also haven't unlocked another character yet. And my archer, my archer is definitely doing a lot more damage than they used to. Skill tree, archer again. Let's give him a 3rd attack. And then we can figure out other things. So, oh, reach total level 50. That's how we unlock things. Alright, well, we can just hang out. I think I'm going to turn off the chat. It's just going to distract me. And really add nothing to the experience. It would be kind of fun if, well, no, I don't know. I miss Baron's chat. Like, as toxic as it was back in the day, there's something really charming about that. Oh, am I just passively attacking myself? It looks like I am. Huh. So clicking just gives me more. So actually going for these attack speed increases is not the most insane. Let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, getting the adventure extra attacks is tricky. There we go. And there's Midas Touch, just in time. Yeah, I could do more to upgrade, oh, you know, we should actually just go take a look at the blacksmith. I bet there's equipment that I can buy at this point, considering how much money I'm sitting on. I think it's just because it doesn't have that little highlight, I just didn't think about it. Alright, blacksmith, what can we do? Oh. So damage, attack speed, crit chance, crit damage. Let's probably focus on the archer. So each of these have kind of their own costs. Whereas I guess for me, the only thing that really matters is just going purely for my attack damage. Because I attack infinitely fast here. Well, maybe not infinitely. It's once 10 times a second. Which is, of course, nonsense. Though, I mean, that archer is certainly certainly carrying in their own right. Okay, speaking of the archer. Oh, okay, so it's +7 from the... Got it. Yeah, so we can boost their attack speed even further, but I think at this point we want to go for damage. Let's see, so that increases damage by 0.2. So these here increase the damage by 3. So the ones cost the same, only increase damage by a little bit. See, I was correct in rushing down here. Okay, so now the archer is doing way more damage. Cringe. Did the warrior just randomly say cringe? I guess they did. All right, well, let's set up for some Midas touch, because it's only going to take a little bit. As soon as we have a third character, I think we move on to the next monster, just to see what we get. And I'm still gonna say, I think the practical thing to do would be to really scale up my different characters' attack speed, just for oodles of money. Let's see, I've got 40,000. Increase attack speed by 0.2. So that's not huge. Whereas this boosts damage by a lot. So let's go for that first. And then I should probably look at these skills. I just don't know if they're that good. Okay. Let's see. Raid. Abandoned Cave. Nasty Goblin. Oh. Oops. Permanent +5 damage. 1 time 1,000 experience. Begin raid. Nasty Goblin. 3, 2, 1. Oh. I'm too powerful. +5% crit chance. Alright, let's do this. This time I'm just gonna let the archer and the warrior handle it. Bye. Feel like I might be too powerful. What does knowledge transfer do? Oh, 4 points, experience increase, gold increase. Okay, so this is the prestiging. Looks like we can do it whenever we want. Yeah, I guess I'm just gonna hang out here, get some more experience. Yeah, I don't know what else I can do. Yeah, that archer is actually doing a decent amount of damage. It doesn't hold a candle to me going on full click frenzy, but it's still a bunch. Alright, where are we in this process? Let's see. I've got a little bit more money. Probably boost that. Maybe some crit. There we go. Okay. Blacksmith is done. Let's go back, take a look at the archer. Because what do I want to do with the archer? Their crit chance is currently actually pretty good. We've maxed out their damage. I'm not going to be able to max out... Yeah, add more. So mostly it's just the question of, do I want to give them a bunch of attack speed? Oh, also leveling the attack speed further isn't going to help too much. It raises the crit chance of the party. Maybe. Wizard would like to join the party. Okay, so now we have a wizard. Wizard. Yeah, so let's just blitz past. Does it extra 20% damage per hit? So the main question on the wizard is lightning strike hits a time. The silly part is, I think we want to just bum rush towards the end, always. Come back for the other stuff later. Because now the wizard has their 3 separate attacks. So this is a little bit more crit chance, crit damage. Lots of damage scaling. Oops. Okay, back to wizard. So reach total level 100. Gets us the next characters. The lightning strike, decent. Okay, wizard is up to... Not actually sure. Still doesn't hold a candle. Okay, wizard is level 22. So actually they're the same level as the archer. I guess blacksmith, if we want to boost the wizard a couple of times. Okay, graveyard, slow zombie. Actually pretty good. Begin raid. Yeah, I will admit, I don't like this as a clicker game, as silly as that sounds. Mostly from the perspective of, kind of hard to have like a semblance of balance. I know that's entirely my fault. I think when this game actually comes out, I will probably play without the clicking at all. And just leave that for later. So do we want to do a knowledge transfer? I could. Let's see, spending points is not spending unused points. Not available in the demo. Okay. Not sure exactly what that means. Because only a 7% increase. How do we know how many we get? Because it doesn't say how I'm getting so many points. Unless it's my total level divided... Okay, so assuming it's my total level divided by 10, maybe we look into... getting all of these characters up. So I'm actually only level 13 at this point. So let's increase the amount of attacks I can do, a little bit of damage, a little bit of crit, a little bit more Midas touch. There we go. So yeah, the adventurer, like, I actually attack plenty fine without clicking at all. The clicking just makes everything go infinitely faster. Okay. So what do we want to do? Skill tree. Well, I'm up to 22. When is the next attack? What else do we have? Trinity, enemy, Problem is getting over to this one's tricky. And expensive. So here's the question. Knowledge transfer, 8 points. So yeah, it's level divided by 10. Determines how many points we get to transfer over. Still useful. I like it. I actually... Okay. I think the one complaint I'd slightly levy on this one is I actually wish you had to contend with, like, healing and tanking and other strategies. That this is all just DPS stuff. I love the idea of, like, MMO raid simulation, purely from the perspective of, like, I used to do raiding in games. I still would if I actually had the time for it. And also the focus. It's really difficult for me to pick one game because they're all just so good. And so picking, like, an MMO to play for hours on end is agonizing. So I'm, like, craving the MMO raid experience. I just don't want to put the time in, which is why I'm playing Monster Hunter now, because it's considerably less of a time sink. Let's take a look at my warrior. Yeah, what next if I want to get this boyo strong? There's a bunch of level 3 damage boosts down here. So that's going to take some effort. We're up to 92 though. I think I can make this work. Because I only need a handful of levels more. Oh, and the blacksmith has been very kind to me. Yeah, I should make sure each of these characters are at level 3 on each. Okay. They'll boost the archer a little bit more. The wizard's actually not too far behind. Okay. That looks like that's all we've got. But yeah, it would just be kind of nice if I had to worry about, like, my units taking damage and stuff. I think even fighting the training dummy, it's okay, but I kind of wish these guys were just, like, doing a simulated dungeon crawl. Rather than the raids being, like, one-off DPS tests. But again, it's fine. I think it works for what it is. Okay, let's take a look at the skill tree. Who is the lowest? Well, I don't know about lowest, necessarily. Okay, what's the archer's crit chance up to? 23%. It's not bad. Yeah, the main question is... let's see, 4 more levels. Oh, well, there's Midas. I wonder if there's a reason for me to go here and refight. No. Yeah, because the problem is, like, we're going on these raids, but... we don't get too much from doing them again. Like, once you've done it, you've done it. I don't know. I guess it's one of those where it's like, I remember doing raids over and over again just for practice. Just for, like, getting a couple of basic equipment, like some basic equipment and stuff. Just trying to fill out my build so that I'd be, like, better prepped for the next raid. It was fine. It's just one of those where, like, this feels more like the simulation of raiding rather than, raiding itself. I like the different skill trees and stuff. I think the one problem is it's all just, like, basic stat, damage and attack speed, which is fine. Okay, so we've gone over here. I could go for the crit chance. I think we grab the damage first. Rogue would like to join the party, finally. Okay, Rogue. So what do you have? After 20 attacks, Rogue will do a guaranteed crit. Ooh, that's useful. Okay. Let's see. Bonus crit damage. Bonus crit damage. More pickpocket. Where's the next attack? Oh. Should get out here and actually do stuff. I do appreciate that the rogue is, in fact, positioned behind the enemy for maximum backstabbage. I think I would just rather have the talent tree rather than having anything to do with your damage or attack speed or anything like that. You know, maybe you have a couple of talents here and there, but it's much more like weird stuff. And, you know, I mean, I haven't played World of Warcraft in a very long time. My current MMO of choice that I don't play, well, no, I've played a shit ton of it recently, but I've slowed down a little bit. But I play a lot of Guild Wars 2. And the talent trees on that one are, like, really good. It's like, hey, if you do... What's a good example of a talent? Unfortunately, I'm coming up with blanks because I haven't looked at my build in a long time. Well, it's like if you put a symbol down on the ground, it will set an enemy on fire. You know, normally symbols don't do that. They just give a buff or have some other, like, basic effect. And this makes it so all symbols set things on fire. So the more symbols you cast, the more, like, AoE fire you can generate, which I think is neat. And, like, these don't excite me. This is okay. Let's see. How am I going to do this? Because we could go for more... That reduces the cooldown and increases the amount of gold, which is good. I think we rush for that, then we start going for the pickpocket. Then I think we go back to pickpocket. Okay, every 40 seconds, steal some amount of money. It's a little weird that I can generate so much money off of... Where am I getting this money from? Oh, I guess it was just stacking up. Alright, we're at 129. We cannot get any more units, as it is capped in the demo. We can go to the wasteland and fight the rotting ghoul, though. Sure. Oh, holy shit. Actually, this one might be tough. No, we got this. I wonder if I got this without them, though. Like, if they've got this without me. Because that's the big question mark. No, it looks like they've got this, so I can help freely. It's not really a problem. I wonder if I do a knowledge transfer and reset, if that resets all the characters too. Okay, so we're up to 12 points. I can get it up to 13, no problem. Knowledge transfer, yeah. Start a knowledge transfer. Whoop. Okay, so I cannot actually upgrade these. I currently just have extra golden experience, and looks like we have the whole team. Let's see. Do we have any of our blacksmith upgrades? No, we do not. But all of the characters have at least carried over. So I think the big one is just getting up to the Midas, because that gives us some basic stat boosts. Other question is raids. Okay. Yeah, can they beat the... Yeah, they can beat the nasty goblin on their own. That's not a problem. Okay, back to skill tree. Damn. Okay, so I'm going to need roughly about 10k experience. There we go. That'll get us at least enough gold that we can kind of get started on some of these upgrades. Okay, I guess next up would be Rogue. Where's the first pickpocket? Awkward spot. I think none of these are in good spots. Okay, so let's... Okay, that's the buff it was telling me about. What can I do with the archer? Because it seems like the best thing for me to do is, even with the piddly amount of experience that I've got right now, I could do more. I guess the other thing I would say is, oh, you know what would make this really satisfying? I think it mostly boils down to the current talent trees they're okay. They're charming enough, but they don't really excite me too much. Like, I'm not like, oh, I want to go for that talent. It's easy enough to reach them. What would make this really cool would also be just like the Final Fantasy tactics. Like, you have 1 or 2 classes and you're leveling up for each of the characters, and they're learning different moves, and you can kind of set their loadout and what talents and abilities they have and what kind of equipment, and so it's more of kind of like min-maxing what they have currently available rather than just like grinding for big number, which I realize is antithetical to the idea of this kind of incremental game. There we go. Okay, so we've now got... Where was I even going with this? Shoot. Because actually, the warrior should be going down this direction. Okay, I need 9,000. Let's do blacksmith. There we go. Oh, and we might as well do another raid. Forgotten camp, this will be easy. Very easy. Let's see, next raid, Boneyard. Slow zombie, 10,000 HP. Should be easy enough. Yeah, there it goes. And maybe part of it is just that it feels like every single character currently is kind of the same. I was thinking if like you had like secondary classes you could spec the characters into, that would be very satisfying. Let's see, where's the rogue at? It's fine. Let's get the wizard up though. At least mildly up. Yeah, increases. Nah. They're good. But not amazing. We want to get the bonus attacks. Because that gets me extra cash. Okay. Speaking of. Oh yeah. Blacksmith. Wizard. There we go. Back to... Nope, can't raid. Gotta be level 100. Which seems easy enough. Was it rogue? Archer. Archer attack speed. There we go. Okay. Am I the lowest level? No. I mean, kind of. Let's see. Average level 100. Yeah. Not much I can do here. Like, it's a chill experience. It's definitely the kind of thing that I think normally I'd just let idle on the side. I think I do appreciate that this is a clicker. Even if it, like, throws any semblance of balance completely out the window. And maybe as a personal challenge, when the game actually comes out, I don't use it as a clicker. Mostly the clicking means I can actually do things. Otherwise, I'm just sitting here and watching. But that being able to click means I'm progressing fast enough that I can actively manage things. You know, level up characters, interact with talent trees and whatnot. Let's see, warrior. Only has 2 attacks. This guy only has 2. I'd like to get him up so he's doing 3. 31,000. I do really wish the skill tree would take you back to the last character you were on. Potentially even pointed at what they were looking at, rather than having, like, resetting back to the adventure every time. It's not that big of a deal. It's just one of those where, like, it's a little slow. And, well, it's a little slow. It's a little annoying having to kind of reset what I'm looking at every time. Even if I just, like, looked away for a hot second and be like, oh, shoot. You know, I don't quite have enough experience for the rogue. Like, I could just let the game idle for a bit, but that still feels antithetical. Okay. Blacksmith. Me. And yeah, I should probably focus on myself for the moment. Just because once I actually start clicking, I'm above and beyond powerful compared to everybody else. Where's my biggest damage ups? Unfortunately, because... I guess next thing would be go there, get the level 2 Midas so we get even more gold. I see, so even though it's ended, it still takes a little bit to tick up. I getcha. Yeah, unfortunately, my character on his own, non-clicking is pretty basic. But yeah, it would be kind of nice if there was, like, multiple levels of classes that you could tech up through. And it's like, yeah, sure, max level right now is 50. But if it was one of those where it's like Adventurer Tier 2, or, you know, if there was, like, kind of a class tree system as well. I think I just crave that level of like really nitty-gritty character customization and unlock systems that certain RPGs I've played over the years offer. And I would love to play an incremental MMO raid simulator that actually does do that. Let's see. Archer has been underloved here. So rather than going for the extra things, let's boost each of these. Because yeah, getting the first tier of these upgrades is by and far better than investing deeper into any of them. Okay, we're up to 94, so our next fight, we're almost at our next fight. We'll just get a little bit more experience and go from there. Poor warrior. I guess I should probably put some levels into him. Okay. Oh, never mind. Definitely want to, whenever Hand of Midas goes by, I want to grab as much of that gold as I possibly can. I do wonder if I stop too early. Something to keep in mind. Okay, can I raid? Yeah. Wasteland. 10%. Only a 10% increase, though. Yeah, I don't know. I wish rather than a training dummy, the party was just going on a simulated dungeon crawl and would, like, pick up gear and equipment and experience and whatnot, and then they'd come back and I'd manage them a little bit. Maybe. I recognize that that's a completely different game. At the very least, instead of the training dummy, I wish it was just a parade of monsters. And every once in a while, like, the monsters would get too tough and then my guys would faint and then go back to town. Mostly from the perspective of, it's super weird that the training dummy is giving them all this experience, and it's just like, don't get it. Didn't do as well on that one, but I guess it makes sense. Let's see. Who's my lowest level? Actually getting pretty close to me. There we go. Yeah, Archer and Wizard. The Wizard is holding their own. And, I mean, now he's just doing better. Actually, without too much investment. That's interesting. Again, unfortunately, most of their talent points are entirely just like, it's the same tree every time. And, oh god, can you imagine if each of these characters had like a Path of Exile talent tree instead? With like all the really big special nodes? I think that's the thing, is that it feels like there's kind of a wasted opportunity here where the talent trees, you know, they're interesting. I think they have some potential, but it's not at the point where it really gets me that feeling of like, oh, I'm really micromanaging their builds and coming up with something interesting every time. It's mostly just like, what is the biggest number I can chase right now? And that is always the optimum answer, as opposed to like, I'd swear like half the unique nodes on Path of Exile are wonky and weird, and like some of them are worth pursuing. Do I actually care? Not really. Where are we going on this? Because this is all crit and some other things. Sword Dance, Earth Splitter. Unfortunately, the warrior's base damage. Oh, is that it? That's why the wizard's doing so much damage. Yeah, the warrior's base damage is all out here, which is a little hard to get to. Okay. Who's currently doing the most amount of damage? Still the wizard. I guess the wizard has gotten a bunch of really good upgrades. Because once again, what is the closest best upgrade I can get for them? And the wizard had access to a bunch of T3s just kind of down this line. Whereas most of the other characters kind of have to fiddle around elsewhere. I'm not sure really if the archer is going to benefit from some of these. It's okay, though. Anyway. What else is there to say? I like the idea of it. I hope this gets a little bit more time. I do know that you get a much larger party later on. I mean, we can even see that in the skill tree. And maybe that's part of it, is just like, this is such a limited vertical slice that it's almost impossible for me to properly judge. Okay, yep. At this point, I am the lowest level party member. I think still the best thing I could be doing is just going for the biggest numbers rather than multi-attacks, because yeah, my auto attacks are going to be garbage, but once I start clicking, I just massively eclipse everybody else, and that's a fine enough place to be. Okay, well, we're at the right level. Oh, I gotta be 150 for the next one. I could try it. We could also just do another knowledge transfer for more. Because, yeah, I mean, that would bump us up to 30% extra experience, or 25 currently, which, like, is good. I think the big one is once we have the ability that we can actually apply points and can say, you know, boost our various stats and whatnot. I think that's when the knowledge transfer is really going to be that quite good. It's like 1% experience point per trade is kind of nice. But my base damage right now is so low that if I just put all of it into damage, I mean, it would functionally double the DPS of the warrior at least. Same thing with the attack speed boost. Frankly, if anything, I'd probably invest into attack speed, if only because of the Midas upgrade. Because yeah, it's for each attack multiplied by the number of unique raids cleared. Oh, that's why it scales so hard. But very much that pushes us slightly more towards going for obscene attack speed. Now, of course, if there's diminishing returns, like you put 1 point in, and then the next level costs 2, and then 3, and then 4, or something like that, then it would be worth spreading out a little bit. But if it doesn't do that, then all in on attack speed. We just want to see the arrows be a flat line more than anything else, I suppose. Anyway, let's see. Blacksmith, archer. Yeah, let's get the archer and the wizard up so everything is level 5. Okay, that's all the money we got. Part of it is I really wish I could spec the rogue more towards different things. Like if I could have the rogue poison things, you know, more of a damage over time build. Or, you know, pickpocketing. Like really have the rogue pickpocket hard. To the point where they don't do much damage, but they're getting us so much gold it doesn't matter. As it stands, they just get a little bit of everything and never delve too deep. And so it makes me crave more layers, more interesting things you can do. And so if it's one of those where, like, as soon as a character reaches level 50, level 30 or something like that, they get the option between, like, 2 or 3 prestige classes that is like, oh, yeah, do I want to be the Master Thief or do I want to be an Assassin? And then you can kind of pick and choose and say, like, yeah, I actually very much want to go for the Master Thief. This run, we're going to spec really hard into gold gain, stuff like that. I also kind of wish some of the skill tree slots were actually, like, you could replace them. Say, like, hey, I don't need this. Yeah, do I actually want to go for the bonus experience? I think we do. We might as well. I haven't been utilizing it, but that actually makes a lot of sense as a, like, hey, bonus training kind of deal. The one thing I should probably do is time it so that we have both Midas and the bonus experience simultaneously. It'd be nice if we could actually turn them off briefly and just, like, forcibly sync them up. It's fine. What does this do? Make enemies vulnerable to the damage, take critical strikes. It's okay. Yeah, boost that up to 75%. Boost, ooh. That's very good, though. That upgrade makes it so it's 3 times the number of raids we've cleared, and just gives more flat gold as well. Which is handy. I'm mostly thinking, if I get up to 150, we can just, well, call this done at the moment. Let's take a look at the rogue, because the rogue is currently very dearly underloved. And we have a lot of points that we can spend on things. So what does this do? Bonus crit damage, but only periodically. Yeah, because the other build I'd love to go is like the Toxic Blade. After 20 attacks, does a guaranteed crit, does even more more damage than usual. I'm also noticing the rogue doesn't have any level 3 attack speed boosts. Yeah. Where's that? There was that like Path of Exile style roguelike that I saw recently. I did a video on it, and I really liked how it handled its mechanics. And it had like a dynamic talent tree kind of in this system. It also had like gear and equipment and some other stuff, and so it's one of those where it feels like there's so much potential locked away in this one that the current talent tree, like I know I'm obsessing over this, but it's like, oh, just take it so much further, go nuts. Who cares about balance? Just make the monsters obscenely tough. But hey, your guys eventually scale and make it there. It just takes a while. But I don't know. Okay, because that does. Oh, that increases the duration. Yeah. Okay, that's worth it. Because that bumps it from 10 seconds to 15 seconds. Doesn't actually feel like it made that much of a difference there. Oh well. Okay, who's the lowest level? Wow, the rogue's up to level 38. Yeah, so I think we can actually get to the end of this if I push it a little bit further. What does this one do? More vulnerable to crit strikes. So that might actually just be from all of my characters. Oh, but that only boosts it up by 1? Ouch. Not the most exciting. Okay, we're at 154. Let's get everybody up to 30 and then let's go tackle the next boss. Okay, warrior to 30. Well, 34. Good enough. And then all we need is like 2 levels on the wizard. And then we can go fight the boss. I think part of it is I love the activated abilities, but I really wish instead of having a longer cooldown, it was much shorter. Like you actually were picking a bunch of different moves, but you could only equip like 2 or 3 of them. Once again, I think this game just needs like a healthy dose of Path of Exile injected into each of the characters. Like to the point where it's like, oh, what 2 moves do you have on the rogue? And it's like pickpocket and I don't know, debilitating venom or something, reduces the amount of damage the enemy does, and then, well, I guess they currently don't do any damage. I mean, but you could actually have that. Oh, you could have a simulated damage kind of deal, where instead of, like, if we take a look at the raid, if you look at the raid, it has like a set timer, like how long you can fight it before you lose. Lustful slime. Takes 60 seconds to beat it. What if that timer was normally 10 seconds? This is going to sound a little weird, but its base is 10 seconds. But the more damage you do and the more you heal, yeah, is that worth it? Amplifies the party's weapons with magic, doing 1% more damage. No, I don't think that's worth it. I think the best thing I could do is just scale the wizard's flat damage. All right, let's go do a raid. Forbidden Sewers. This gets me a reduced cooldown and attack. So it feels like there might just be way more layers, like way more raids and whatnot, which will probably be where this game really sings. But like if this boss, for example, the normal cooldown is like 10 seconds to kind of simulate how long it'll take to kill the party. But you can scale up like defensive stats, tanking, taunts, healing, support buffs and whatnot. And each of those delays the timer further and further. And so if you've got like a really good healing setup, you could even potentially get it to the point where it actually pushes the timer back permanently, and you have as long as you want, at which point you win-ish. I think that would be a little bit more satisfying than just a flat, like, DPS test, because then it's a DPS test oh, no. It pushes back the timer, but the longer it goes on, the more enraged the boss is, and its DPS goes up a little bit, slowly. So, like, it's very much kind of a push and pull, because I feel like that would justify the need for a healer massively, as well as, like, tanks and tanking and so on and so forth. Yeah, more raids in the full version. I don't actually know how many. I mean, considering... If we look at the skill tree, how many classes? We have 5 now. There's 10, 16, 20. There are 20 classes total, so we've only seen more or less a quarter of the available content. And once again, if it can get like tier 2 classes, tier 3 classes or something like that, oh, this could actually be something special. Right now, it's just, okay. And like from a demo perspective, I had a good time with this and look forward to playing more. But from a long-term, putting a lot of time into this kind of thing, it really needs more of that spice. And if you can get it, oh, it's going to be good. Anyway, with all of that said, I guess I might as well, here, let's bring us out to the main menu at the very least. If I can, this might actually just have me quit the game. Nope, there we go. So the Raid Auctus demo is available on Steam right now, so if you want to pick it up and play it yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. And I guess with that, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like, it helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.